Hi everyone, so this is another way of wrapping your insole and also getting your sole. Now the earlier video I posted, we used the template for, getting our insole with our fiber and Marco 4. Then that same template, you can also use it to build your sole. You can simply go through our previous video and you are going to see it. Now this is another format. If you know me very well, I just like dropping tips and tricks for you guys, especially beginners in shoemaking, so that you don't have to make the same mistake I made while I was learning as a beginner. I am not perfect yet, but to an extent I have little idea that I can share. We are using a Marco 6 for this wrapping process. That's why I said it is another format of wrapping. For those who don't want to go through the route of cutting fiber number 1, attaching a fiber to a Marco 4, cutting it, then going after that cutting your Marco Nora or the Nora 3 you are using, then your tire. You can just try this process of using a Marco 6. It's just straight up. After cutting it, if you have maybe a soft sandpaper or maybe a rough sandpaper, if you have a sandpaper, just make sure you blend the edge. After blending the edge, trust me, you are done with this work. All you are doing here is you are simply applying your gum on the leather you are trying to make use of. Let it sit for max 3 minutes, because Marco and then leather dries faster compared to when you are applying gum on a regular rubber sole. So 3 minutes max is enough, so that the gum you had applied on will be able to gum properly or stick properly. Now this is us pleating it. You just drag and pleat, drag and pleat, drag and pleat. That is how to fold. Now the different idea I am trying to point out to us is that this one, you are cutting your Nora or your Marco Nora after folding your insole. Our previous post, you are cutting everything, the fiber, the Nora 3 or your Marco sole, then your tire. But when it comes to this one, you are you are folding the insole first before you go ahead into cutting your sole. There are styles that need you to do this, but I am not a big fan of doing this kind of process, but I'm sure 1 or 2 persons will find it very useful and would want to use this process. So why not? You can do it. This was the sole we used to get the insole that you are seeing here. So it's a regular ready-made sole. We just placed it on the Marco 6 to get the shape that you are seeing here, and as you can see, it's really aligned properly. Now the next thing we are doing here is, can you see, this is the process where we are now cutting our sole. Now the thing is, we are not even using a tire. From our Marco sole, we are creating our heel from this Marco sole. The trick here is, it is after lasting that you place the sole and you make sure it aligns properly. If you see any excess part, you can just go ahead into your filing machine to just blend those sides. That's how this one works.